You won't believe this guy's my brother because of our height differences.
Hey, shut up.
Okay guys, welcome to Travel Creatives. I'm Jordan.
I'm Jono.
Today we're going to show you guys what we're taking away with us for basically a whole year of traveling. Jono,
Yeah.
you excited?
Ecstatic. You know, I've always wanted to talk about this. You know, the ideas just floating out of my face. Where do we start? So, first off, there's a lot to think about when it comes to packing your bag. Sometimes you can pack too much. You can easily forget some of the items you really need.
Yeah, for sure. You got to make sure that you pack as little as you possibly can. Make sure you get everything in there. If you forget something, then you can buy it on the trip. Trust me, it's probably the biggest thing we've learned while we've been traveling.
This is definitely better.
You might think you need 10 t-shirts, but you only need 2 pairs of undies.
2 pairs with it, inside out.
We'll just jump right in. We're going to show you what we've got, what we're taking away with us, and hopefully it can help you if you're thinking of going away and traveling like we are at the moment.
So, shoes are a must, obviously. We can't walk around without shoes. A good pair of hiking boots is a must. Something that is comfortable is probably the most important thing. Because hiking boots are quite large, I've just strapped them with a clip there to keep them compact. I've also got a nice pair of sort of casual shoes, something you can wear out when you're going out to dinner or just when you're staying put in a certain place to go out on the street.
If you're a Kiwi, you don't leave New Zealand without a pair of Jandals. So we've pretty much worn these every day since we've been away.
Yeah, we've been traveling in the summer in Asia, Europe, so these are the go-to every day.
Yeah, you don't want to be wearing socks and shoes in a hot country. It's just silly. Okay, so shorts. I bring a pair of like lightweight shorts away with me, and 2 cool casual pairs.
Lightweight, nothing too heavy. Shorts, you always want to be loose, especially when you're in a hot climate.
Exactly, and these 2
I'm wearing tight shorts, but it doesn't matter.
I can swim and use them as shorts, which helps, right?
Yeah.
Pantalones. So make sure you take a pair of dress pants or like some nice jeans, which is what I got here. Make sure they have rips in them if you're cold.
Which I'm not, so I have these ones here are some nice lightweight sort of weatherproof pants if you're going a bit more off trek. For example, in Australia the mozzies come out, so having some nice lightweight pants when it's still warm to keep the mozzies away is handy.
Those Aussie mozzies.
Everything wants to kill you in Australia. So.
Everything wants to eat you, bite you, suck you. Now a good number of t-shirts is probably 5 t-shirts, you'd say?
Yeah, I've got way more than 5.
Yeah, I got more than 5, but only because I bought them as I've gone, and I had to obviously get my mum to send me my Chelsea t-shirt, which is important. And the singlets. I've got 2 singlets, and I use these all the time. Unless you know you're going to be in a hot climate all the time, I would suggest a pair of thermal pants
and a thermal top.
A must.
If you're hiking or whatever, taking these is essential because you never know what the weather might be like in the mountains. At altitude it can get very cold, so just be aware of that if that's what you're planning to do.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, they're lightweight. You can supplement a big jacket for a pair of thermals. So
taking a jacket is an essential item. I personally prefer to have a shell jacket because it's waterproof and light, so even if it's warm you can still keep dry. You can add other layers underneath it like your thermal just to add extra warmth when you need it.
You pretty much only need 1 jumper. That's all we've taken. Actually, we had to buy a jacket as well when we were in Japan because we were just freezing our butts off after being in the nice warm Philippines. So if you're going somewhere cold, bring a jacket.
Undies.
Oh, my favourite.
These undies are disgusting. These are your undies.
John.
I usually take enough pair of undies to last about a week. Sometimes they last
pairs.
Sometimes they last a bit longer when we're travelling for a bit longer without a laundromat. But
yeah, and I don't personally use them, but Jono loves to wear thermal underpants. So
thermal underpants is good. Backpack.
Yeah. This is the good old bag of socks. So I make sure I've got maybe 2 or 3 pairs of ankle socks, a nice warm pair of socks for hiking, and just another couple of junior pairs of socks, and I keep them in this nice little bag. So one thing that hasn't been essential but has been very, very handy for us is inflatable mattresses. It's really small and This actually saved us a bit of money. When you go to a place that only has 2 beds, you can whip out this mattress, gives us a place for a third person to sleep.
Just whack Jackson on the floor on his own.
Yeah, we just slip Jackson on the floor. If you're going to travel and you're not 100% sure on sort of what accommodation you're going to be staying in, then these can be pretty key. Especially if you're couch surfing, which we haven't done a lot of, but yeah, we've done mostly hostels and stuff. Still use this a bit. Staying on the subject of sleeping, another thing that we brought was our MacPack down sleeping bags, and we have used these when we were in Japan,
not a lot.
but not a lot. So definitely something I would, if I was you, I'd consider not bringing. It takes up a lot of room, as you can see.
Not a necessary item.
And it's definitely not necessary. If you're in Asia, don't even bother, man.
When it comes to sleeping in Asia or being in Europe in summer, we have just got by with one of these liners, which is just basically a thin sleeping bag, which is all we've ever needed most of the time because it's too hot to sleep in our sleeping bags. So this does us well, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. And the cool thing about these is that if you are sleeping on a bed, if you're sleeping somewhere and you can't replace your sheets, then these are good. You just slip into it, and it's basically like a pair of sheets that you can carry around with you.
I usually just sleep on top of these when the sheets are stained. So.
Oh yeah, you'll get
some of that.
You'll get some stained
bed bugs and stained sheets.
Another handy thing to take with you is a dry bag. You go on a lot of journeys and stuff. You can put your electronics in a dry bag, and like we've used these actually quite often, so definitely something to consider.
I also carry a laundry bag. Half your clothes all of the time are going to be dirty, so you need somewhere to put those dirty clothes. This one I like personally because it's waterproof, so if we've just been swimming or I have some muddy wet clothes or something, I've got somewhere to put them and they won't get the rest of my clothes dirty and they'll stay nice and dry.
Especially when you're underpants. Okay, also not really a must, but we've used these quite a bit, haven't we?
Yeah.
Often you're at a hostel, you can use the same plate, the same fork, wash it back into your room, and a few times we've slept in cars, and this has kind of like helped us out when we needed something to eat on, eh?
Yeah, it's been good. Having a lock for your bag is good. I've got a couple of these, so I can lock off the main locks on my big bag and also on my backpack if you're in more of a dodgy area or you're unsure. So.
Yeah, it's a good idea. The ones we bought have a TSA rated, which means that the people at the airport can actually open them without breaking into your bag, so definitely check those out. Also, not a requirement, but a headlamp's been super handy for us.
End up at night doing walks or whatever.
Yeah, often.
A better light than your flashlight on your phone can help.
Yeah, and sometimes in hostels you can use these to get up in the middle of the night and go to the toilet without waking everyone else up. So yeah, definitely something to consider. Not a must, but one of those items that you'll definitely use if you take.
Before coming away, we put together our own first aid kit here that has the basics like your slings and pins and scissors and tape and all the handy things if you get cuts or grazes.
The general first aid stuff.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a pretty big supply of travel drugs as well. Just make sure you check what you're taking into certain countries, because some countries can get a little bit funny, but we've just sort of got the main travel drugs: Panadol, Nurofen, diarrhea tablets, sleeping tablets, which I haven't used yet.
Antibiotics.
I sleep like a log, and antibiotics is also a pretty important one to take with you. So the last thing that goes in our big main pack is this massive tripod. I'm actually not sure why we got such big tripods, John.
It's sturdy, that's why.
It's sturdy, yeah, and we're all about that stable life. No, so if you're a photographer, this is probably something you're going to want to take. If you're not a photographer, it doesn't matter, so yeah, that's that. This is my day pack, which carries all my electronics and all the stuff I need to keep with me at all times, basically. So I'll just go through what I take with me with you. Because I'm a videographer and a photographer, I need a decent laptop, so the MacBook Pro 15-inch, it's got to come with me everywhere. I've got my Sony camera that I take everywhere with me. Obviously for me, this is a complete necessity. Same with Jonzo. And I've also got an extra lens. Between me and Jono, we both use Sony, so we've got 4 lenses between us and we just share them. Okay, this is a little gorilla pod, very handy for a videographer. We travel with a couple of these Mavic Pro drones just so we can get some aerial footage for our creative videos. Yeah. Probably something most of you aren't going to take, but that's what we use to get all that stunning footage, eh? And just a little bag which carries all my electronics on it.
Yeah, it's very handy to have a small bag just so things don't bump around in your bag. Just all the small little things like filters and batteries and chargers and cables and all that thing. It just keeps it nice and sturdy in your bag.
Yeah, and definitely make sure you put your electronics somewhere where it's safe when you're heading onto airplanes, because I used to work at baggage and those bags get smacked really hard. So
baseball bat to your bag.
Definitely, like worse. Just stick your electronics in the middle and all your soft stuff around, and you'll have no problems.
Carry as much of your delicate stuff in your carry-on bag as you can, and then all the stuff that you put in your main bag, make sure you put all those soft items around it, so that's the thing getting bashed, not your expensive equipment.
These have been lifesavers for us on our travels. These are called packing cells. You've probably heard of them, but there's no way I'd go away now without these.
It's a complete necessity. It means you can organise all of your clothes into nice little pouches, and it just fits straight into your bag so much more easily. Like when it comes to us packing our gear and leaving a place, if everything's all over the place, it's so quick for me to just put everything in my bag now. Put all my clothes into one of these, and then put these into my bags. The time it takes me to pack is 5 or 10 minutes if it's not too busy. Maybe not 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe a little bit longer for Jono. He's a little bit slower than that, but
it's definitely a lot of a help.
Yes, it's definitely a lot of a help.
A tip when it comes to packing these clothes in these packing cells is to roll them up. It helps to compress them a little bit, and it also means that it's much easier to find your individual items of clothing inside these bags.
Also with our packing cells, we've gotten 3 different colours, so I can go straight to my bag and I know t-shirts, pants, sleeping, so it just keeps everything easily sorted. So as you can see, all of those clothes now fit into these 3 packing cells. I know exactly where to get my t-shirts, where to get my pants, where to get my underpants. It's all there and nice and easy to access. These are so good, these packing cells from MacPack.
This is our MacPack backpack that we've been traveling around with. This one's brilliant. We've actually got another video that outlines what to look for in a backpack and the advantages of this one. The main one being the fact that it opens up in the front, so you can access everything in one go. So we're going to now put all the stuff into this backpack and show you how it all fits. So that's the bag packed and ready to go. Hopefully you guys found this video useful.
Yeah, and if you did, then please drop down in the comments and tell us if there's anything else that we missed out,
just or a question.
Yeah, something else that you think that other people might find useful in traveling around the world for a year, 6 months.
Yeah, if you like this video, give us a like and subscribe if you want to see more content from travel.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for coming along, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.